Hello, I'm Jennifer Epping, and I'm on my 10th year teaching secondary English at a high school in Des Moines, Iowa. September is here, which means new school, new routines, new classes, and new friendships. Our theme for September is all about friendships. We have 4 lessons outlined for you to implement in your classroom and get into your students' hands. The books this month show very different types of friendships. They show coming of age stories, they show new adventures, they show getting comfortable in your own skin and also supporting each other through trauma and hard times. There are 4 books that are going to kick off our September. Let's talk about them. The first one is Bruised by Tanya Botenju. This one centers around the main character, Dea, who has suffered a tragic accident, losing both of her parents. What I love about this book is that the feelings that she has are kind of contagious. You can feel her sadness and her trauma and the way that she's frustrated and not knowing how to cope. The coolness of the sport of roller derby. I can't think of another school in my area that has a roller derby team. This is such a cool thing that people probably don't know about. The social emotional acknowledgement of coping with trauma. All of us know as teachers that we get a bunch of students with a variety of experiences with trauma. So this is a great book to recommend for them, but also to bring into your curriculum to show that there are people who go through things that they go through. And what's really cool about this is the friendship that she makes through her skateboarding friends, and then all of the new friends will understand her a little bit more in her roller derby group. The second book deals with demonstrating companionship no matter what, determination with your friendship through anything. And why I say through anything is that Wilder Girls by Rory Powell is science fiction. So it's not like you can give this book, there's my cat, Blaze, get a hobby, man. This is not your normal friendship book. It's not Kumbaya or anything like that. This takes place in post-apocalyptic society where there was a tox. It is kind of like a pandemic situation where they're stuck on an island because they are secluded from the rest of the world so they don't transfer this disease, this tox that they talk about. What this one does is it demonstrates companionship and determination through anything. With lots of science fiction, there's a lot of weird things going on and sicknesses and outbursts and violence and the unknown outside of the fence of this institute. It's really, really interesting how they set it up. What I loved about this was the science fiction wow factor. It was just out there. It's compared to The Lord of the Flies. It's just female characters. So it's kind of like a new twist on a classic. Although this is a this could never happen thing, it still shows friendship will go to the ends of the earth for each other. The third book is Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Karam. This book centers on a boy named Darius, and he goes back to Iran to visit his dying grandfather and to see his heritage and culture for the first time. There he meets a neighbor boy and they become what he declares is their first best friends. And so through that friendship and knowing that he has to go back to Portland where he lives in the United States really helps us see that new friendships sometimes don't last. I learned so much about Iran and the Persian culture. It's a good example of how friends should treat each other when they are emotional. And with 2 male characters struggling with depression and mental health, they're open to each other's emotions in a very accepting way. And I think a lot of teenagers, a lot of people need to read this to know how it looks. The last book for the lessons, although there are tons more friendship themed novels out there, is Love Creekwood by Becky Arbadali. You might recognize her name. These follow the very popular characters that you might have remembered from Love, Simon, the movie, or the book that inspired the movie, Simon and the Homo Sapiens Agenda. This is post-graduation, so they are in college, they're separated miles and miles, just like many students are after graduation and going on to college. This is a novella, so it's very short and it's a cool structure, which is what I love about it. It's all emails. So this is a really fun, quick read, and it also is really creative in email writing. Many students think email is kind of silly, irrelevant when we could just text people, but you really can't get the whole story of what's going on in somebody's life through a text. And having to use phone and calls is just kind of not their thing. It's really an inspiration to have a conversation about maintaining friendships outside of high school. This is for a lower grade during breaks. I can't imagine friendships are as tight as they are during summer breaks or winter breaks or fall breaks or spring breaks that they are when they see them every day. A lot of my students tell me that they struggle and they say, oh, I haven't seen my friends all year. I'm like, what? I haven't seen my friends all break. What do you do? You know, when this person is your whole world, it's kind of fun to see how this group of friends that looks like so many other group of friends in our schools figure it out through email. There are so many other books about friendship. This author has 2 really great ones as well. Ashley Woodfolk, When You Were Everything, and then The Beauty That Remains. These 2 books are amazing, great friendship examples. So she's always a good author to find as well. I hope you find a gem in these lessons and these books about friendship. And I hope your students have a wonderful year making friends. And I hope that it's a little bit easier with these books and their awesome examples of friendship.